The history of the world is, in many ways, the history of empires, vast realms built by visionaries and destroyed by time. From the golden sands of Egypt to the marble columns of Rome, empires have risen, ruled, and fallen, leaving behind lessons that still echo in our modern world. Their stories are not just about conquest and power. They are about ambition, innovation, and the fragile nature of human greatness. The first great empire emerged thousands of years ago in Mesopotamia, often called the cradle of civilization. Between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the Sumerians built cities like Ur and Uruk. They developed writing, invented the wheel, and laid the foundation for organized society. Yet even this early power could not last forever. Floods, wars, and changing leadership brought its fall, but not before it inspired future generations to build even greater civilizations. Across the deserts of North Africa, the Egyptian Empire rose with unmatched grandeur. The pharaohs ruled with divine authority, constructing pyramids that touched the heavens. They mastered architecture, mathematics, and medicine. For nearly 3,000 years, Egypt thrived, a symbol of order, power, and eternity. But, as with all empires, time and internal decay eroded its strength. Foreign invasions and political divisions eventually reduced Egypt to a memory carved in stone. In the east, the Persian Empire emerged, a realm so vast it stretched from India to Greece. The Persians were not only warriors, but also administrators and visionaries. Under Cyrus the Great and Darius, they built roads, established a postal system, and respected the cultures they conquered. It was an empire built on tolerance and strategy rather than destruction. Yet it too would meet its fall, defeated by the fiery ambition of Alexander the Great, whose brief but legendary empire would redefine the known world. Greece, though small in land, was enormous in influence. It gave birth to democracy, philosophy, art, and science. City-states like Athens and Sparta became symbols of two opposing ideals, freedom and discipline. Together, they repelled mighty Persia, proving that ideas could be as powerful as armies. But Greece's greatest strength, its independence, was also its weakness. Endless wars among the city-states weakened them, paving the way for a new power rising to the west, Rome. The Roman Empire was, perhaps, the most iconic of all. What began as a small republic grew into a vast dominion that encircled the Mediterranean. Rome mastered law, engineering, and governance. Its legions built roads, aqueducts, and monuments that still stand today. For centuries, all roads led to Rome, and its influence stretched from Britain to the Middle East. But Rome's downfall was as dramatic as its rise. Corruption, economic instability, and moral decay weakened its foundation. The empire split in two, the West collapsing under barbarian invasions, the East surviving as Byzantium. Rome fell, but its spirit, its laws, architecture, and culture lived on farther east. Another civilization was building its own legacy, China. Through the rise and fall of dynasties, China became a symbol of continuity and resilience. The Qin dynasty unified the land and began the Great Wall. The Han dynasty expanded trade through the Silk Road, connecting east and west. Each dynasty rose with vision and fell through corruption. Yet China endured, adapting, evolving, and rebuilding. No empire has lasted longer or contributed more consistently to the shaping of human culture. In the New World, long before European contact, the Maya, Aztec, and Inca empires flourished. They built magnificent cities, developed complex calendars, and created advanced agricultural systems. But they too faced decline, some through mystery, others through conquest. The arrival of European explorers marked both an end and a beginning, the dawn of a new global age. The British Empire, centuries later, would become the largest in history, controlling nearly a quarter of the world's land and people. Its navy ruled the seas, and its influence shaped language, trade, and law across continents. Yet even this colossal empire would not last forever. The tides of independence, the costs of war, and the will of people seeking freedom would dissolve its power. The sun finally set on the British Empire, as it had on all those before. What unites all these stories from Egypt to Rome, from China to Britain, is a universal truth. Every empire rises on vision and falls on excess. Power can build, but it can also blind. Innovation turns to arrogance, unity to division, and strength to fragility. The fall of empires reminds us that no matter how mighty a civilization becomes, it is still built by humans, and humans are imperfect. Yet out of every fall comes renewal. The ruins of past empires became the foundations of new societies. Their ideas, law, art, philosophy, architecture shaped the modern world. We live among their legacies, in our governments, our languages, and our shared sense of history. The story of empires is not just a tale of conquest. It is the story of humanity itself. Our ambition, our mistakes, and our endless capacity to rebuild. From the dust of fallen capitals rise the dreams of tomorrow. And perhaps the greatest empire of all is not one made of stone or steel, but the collective wisdom of those who dared to shape the world before us.